What's going on, everybody, man? We got our full house tonight, man. We talking the trenches. Offensive, defensive line. Got a full house in here tonight, man. Marcus, how you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, feeling great, bro. How you feeling? How you?
Doing good. Teds, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
DC, how you feel? I know you just got off one with
I'm tired.
How you feeling?
Man. I'm tired.
It's all good, man. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead. Welcome y'all around the water cooler. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Drop the intro right now. Let's go.
You are now tuned in to Water Cooler Talks, covering everything you love about college football, especially everything going down in the SEC conference. So, if you love college football, you need to lock in. And now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the podcast, the YouTube's channel, man. My name is Nick Frazier, and the other person you hear myself, tell them who you are, boss man.
Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, coolest podcast in your ear, man. As y'all can see, we got our guys in the building with us. Tez, like 1/3, 1/5, 1/6 of the Sharpshooters podcast.
What's the deal, man? What's the
Chilling,
deal?
man. Chilling. How you feeling? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Watching a few fan bases implode. by the second. Feels great.
I heard that. Ladies and gentlemen, our guy from Auburn Addicts, DC Wolf. Now, if DC looked tired, he just got off of a live with Tight Sports, and that was interesting. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was on with an Alabama fan, Tez. I put in work today, man. Full job.
Oh man, that's what's going on, man. Shout out to our guy King Richard, man. He said, "What's going on, man?" Shout out to you, King Richard, man. We appreciate you so much for rocking with us here, as always. I'm pretty sure Huggy Beard gonna jump in a minute at some point in time when he get a chance. Bubba, what's going on there, man? We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here as well, and everybody that's watching or that will be turning in. I know we just went live, and I know there may be some other channels that's live right now, but we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler. And before we get going, man, as always, make sure you follow us on Twitter, X at CoolersPod23. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. Follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, and of course here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and share the video. Use the hashtag WCT Pod. Also hit the notification bell. So you know when we post more videos and go live. But yeah, man, we appreciate y'all so much, man. Hey, you know what? I want to thank everybody within the past 2 weeks that has hit the subscribe button on this channel, because
most definitely.
Hey, Jesus Christ, man.
Going crazy.
I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. It blew up a little bit, and we appreciate it so much.
Hey, Nick, I gotta shout you out too, bro. You've been on that transfer portal every day. You've been putting in that work every day.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir.
sir.
I gotta shout you out, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you have been working, my guy.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I be at work. Like I be at work watching you. I'm like, damn, what about you dropping again? I'm like, he didn't even text me. I'm like, keep going, boy. And keep working, Nick.
Yeah, man, it is what it is, man. We have a good time doing it. I enjoy doing this, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us as always. It's fun. It's fun doing it. It's fun watching it. It's fun covering it. It's fun tracking it, man. But we thank y'all so much again for it. And man, if you like it, hit the like button. Keep watching. You know, tell your friends to tell your friends to tell their friends, and then tell them to tell their friends to come on over and sit around the water cooler with us as we sit down and talk sports, man. So we appreciate y'all so much. Thank you again. And we want to shout out Daryl Dapprich for coming on Monday. Great interview with Daryl Dapprich. Can't wait to do some more stuff that's gonna come down the pipe soon with Mr. Dap. So shout out to Dap, man. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, man. But fellas, man, this is episode 66. of the Water Cool Talk podcast, man, it's pretty good, man. We made it to 66 episodes. I can't believe it. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going, man. But we are talking
Trenches.
transfer portal. The trenches night, not transfer portal. We're talking we all talk transfer portal a little bit. But we're talking the trenches night. We're going defensive line and offensive line tonight. So we're gonna try to delve deep into that. Y'all fellas ready to go?
Yeah.
Shout out PhD in the building.
I'm ready.
Shout out to PhD.
I'm ready.
She here? What PhD at?
The building.
That Bubba said DAP equals the GOAT, man. I agree with you there, man. Shout out to DAP, man.
Hey,
I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, we got some. It's a lot. We got some stuff that's gonna happen with DAP, and we can't wait for that to come down the pipe, man. Shout out to DAP for that, man. PhD, as a Roll Tide fan, does saying hello because that is what I do to support. Shout out to PhD, man.
For real,
we appreciate you, PhD.
For real, man.
Real supporter.
Yeah.
Real supporter. We appreciate that as well.
For real.
All right, fellas, let's go ahead. Nice teas out the window. Let's go ahead and let's head to the first half. Let's go.
This is the first half.
All right, man. Thank y'all again for rocking with us here, man. But let's go ahead and get into the topic, man. First half, man. We in the trenches tonight. I'm not even gonna put up a lower thirds. We just gonna talk, man. Let's start. Which one y'all want to start with? Y'all want to start with the offensive side or the defensive side? Where y'all want to go first?
Which one you feel like needs to be addressed first?
Man, they both just equally important. You know what?
I'm saying, which one you feel like needs to improve more?
We going offensive line first. That's what we going.
Offensive line. That's what's up, man.
Offensive line is first. That's what we going, man. All right, man. Offensive line. Tight, man. Shout out to Tight. Just here so I won't get fined. All right. Appreciate that, Marshall. Appreciate that, man. King Richard, he said, do you think Auburn will make a hard push for Patrick Payton? We'll get into that in a minute. King Richard. I mean, not King Richard. Yeah, it is King Richard. My bad. What I'm talking about. All right, man, fellas, man. Let's talk about offensive line, man. All right, so let's take a look at what we got on the offensive line right here, man.
Let's go.
What do we have coming back on the offensive line? We have Tyler Johnson, who's a redshirt sophomore, DeAndre Carter, who's going to be a sophomore, Jeremiah Wright, who's still up in the air, but he may be coming back. Clay Whedon, who will be a redshirt sophomore, Connor Lew, who will be a junior, Dylan Sender, who will be a redshirt sophomore, Favor Edwin, who will be a sophomore, Self Wilford, who will be a junior, Jaden Muskrat, Isaac Bolger, John Henry Flatt, Harrison Clemmer, Brayden Joyner, Tate Johnson, and Dylan Wade. And here's who has been added so far through either the portal or recruiting. You're looking at Broderick Scholl, Tay Buster, Jacoby Ward, Kyle Ellis, Xavier Chapman, and Mason Murphy. I'm gonna start with DC on this one. DC,
Yes, sir.
listening to that, how excited are you about this potential of the offensive line coming back this year? And we all talk quarterback, but let's leave quarterback out of this.
Okay.
Is this the most important piece on this team that needs to do well this upcoming season in 2025 for Auburn to win?
Mr. Frazier.
Yes, sir.
This is it. This is the most important unit on this team coming back this year. And because we got the D1 NFL tackle, I'm licking my lips like Cool J. I'm happy, man. I'm happy. We got a true tackle, man. Finally, man. You know how long it's been since we had a true NFL caliber tackle? So, yes, it is the most important unit on the team other than the quarterback coming in. And plus, we got my man Connor Lew coming back. He is an NFL guy, in my opinion. Jeremiah Wright, please come back. Dylan Wade is back. We got the other tackle from USC. We can slide him on the inside and we can put Dylan Wade on the outside if that doesn't work out. So, man, it is looking good. I got my shades on because the future is bright.
Yes, it is.
Auburn D-line.
Yes, it is. I will argue and say if the offensive line unit does poorly this year, would that be cause for Hugh Freeze to be let go? Because if they do poorly, then that means the quarterback is not playing well. That means the record is not what we all think it could be. That means Cam Coleman's not getting the numbers he's getting. That means Malcolm Simmons is not getting the numbers he's getting. That means the defense has pressure put on them because now they have to be on the field longer because of what's going on the offensive side of the ball. That means the running backs can't run the ball. We may not have 1,000-yard rusher. If this particular unit is not, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, if they are not at least a 7.5, can this team be successful? Ted, what you think?
No. no. Straight up. If it's not at least a 7, I don't think so. Those guys got to play well. They got to play well. And I was down on them at the beginning of this whole transfer portal kind of process. I'd be looking for little clues, right? We didn't sign Malik Murphy, and I was like, well, that maybe because they don't have faith in the offensive line. He's not a mobile quarterback. So maybe that's why we didn't sign him, and we was waiting to get, like a Jackson Arnold or somebody with legs. But then I saw Malik Murphy get passed on at Kentucky. But Zach Calzada, I was like, well, that can't be it. It's got to be something.
Yeah.
It's got to be something.
He got passed up for Zach Calzada?
I don't mean to interrupt you, Tez, but yes, Malik Murphy got passed up by Kentucky for Zach Calzada, and he is currently at Oregon State now on a visit. So,
Wow.
But my bad, Tez, go ahead.
Oh, no. So, like that, when that happened, it gave me a little bit of faith. Like, okay, well, maybe it's not our offensive line. The reason why we decided. Maybe it's something with him. But like DC said, man, getting a solid tackle, and I think, man, Dylan Wade coming back is a key piece because with Dylan Wade coming back, he's so versatile that whatever doesn't pan out, he can cover. We've been pretty good in the interior line. And we have interior linemen. We have bodies that we can throw at the interior line all day long. But just those tackle spots. So if we can get some tackle production, I feel confident in the left tackle spot, just that right tackle spot. If we can get some tackle production over there, either from Dylan Wade or from what's the guy from USC?
Mason Murphy.
Yeah, Mason Murphy, or either Broderick, right?
Broderick Show, the freshman out from Oklahoma. Yes,
maybe him. I don't care who it is. But yeah, if we get some production there, I think we'll be okay. I'm looking at the quarterbacks. They all look like RPO based quarterbacks, so that's going to help those tackles out a lot if we're going to run a true RPO based system. Especially if they allow it to come off and run block in the second read as a pass, like a peak play or something like that, then I think we had the bodies to run block. I don't think run blocking is going to be a problem this year. Now, whether we run the ball enough is maybe an issue, but I don't think run blocking is going to be a problem. For sure. It's just those deep shots. We know he would like to throw it that deep down the field. We need 2 tackles to cover those deep routes, the double moves. We've seen Cam Coleman do it multiple times this year. That's what he wants to do. He's getting more receivers. So, those tackles got to be at least a 7 on a scale from 1 to 10 for us to be successful.
I got you.
And it's a fine line, too. Like, I feel like if they are 7, we can be ultra successful.
Okay.
For sure.
They don't have to be a 10 for us to, be super successful.
Okay.
Give us a 7 on the offensive line. We can do some damage, man. I think.
Okay. All right. Now speaking about those tackles being 7s, right? We signed the left tackle, Xavier Chaplin from Virginia. Big dude, like 6'7", 300 and some pounds. I think he was third team All SEC this past year. His 2023 stats were, I think he had 5 QB hurries, 5 QB hits, and I think he only allowed he allowed 5 sacks and he had 8 QB hurries. This past year, he had 2 QB hurries, allowed only 2 QB sacks, and I think he had 10 QB hurries, 2 QB hits, and 2 QB sacks allowed on that. So I would say
he's that 7.
He's definitely a 7. Is he the best left tackle we have had since Greg Robinson?
I have to see it on the field first.
I mean, no, I'm just looking. I'm
well-
looking at the numbers. I'm just looking at the numbers itself.
Greg Robinson.
Greg Robinson was the last tackle that we actually had that was drafted in the high round.
He's probably the best prospect.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
I say
like
that.
Marcus said, you got to see it on the field first. At this level, we talk about that SEC football and
Greg
how
Robinson
fast
he was
those
versatile.
ends are.
He used to get out there. Greg Robinson can get out there. Take it on. He making multi blocks. A couple plays for Trey Mason.
So you don't think Xavier Chaplin can do the same thing? I mean, he's
I just wanna
done.
see-
I mean,
I wanna see
by
it,
his
yeah.
stats, by his stats, what he did at Virginia Tech. I mean, shouldn't that translate?
But Greg Robinson was doing that with the big dogs. I gotta see
And so
him
the
do
ACC.
that
Okay,
with
all
the
right,
big-
hold up.
I gotta
okay,
see him
okay.
do it with the big dogs.
Let's stop. Let's
SEC.
stop. Virginia
I'm
Tech
a
is ACC. That's not a big
I'm
dog. That's not a big
SEC.
dogs.
I am a SEC biased man. I'm not gonna admit that, but I gotta see this man do it against SEC. I gotta see him do it.
Shout out to
against
Jonathan
Georgia.
Taylor. Shout out to JT. What's up, JT?
I gotta see him do it.
I feel like
against
he's a good pass protector. Like I feel like you know, I feel like he know how to sit in the block and anchor. I feel like he's gonna be a great tackle for what Hugh Freeze want to do.
Okay.
Like Greg Robinson before he got in trouble, he was a great tackle for whatever you needed him to do. I think for what Hugh Freeze and what our offensive line needs, I think he's gonna be a great tackle for that situation.
I think Xavier Chaplin can run, block, and pass block. I think he's an all-around tackle. I think he's and here I'm gonna read this first. He said, "This is Bubba, man, our resident statistician." He said, based on the go with Asia. Sorry, Asia, y'all both the same thing. He said, based on my eval, he's better than any tackle since Greg Robinson. He's a better pass protector. He said he saw Chaplin dominate Clemson. He a dog. That's what he said.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to see it though. I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I gotta see it.
That's what I'm saying.
Folk, bro. I gotta see it against these savages he about to come up against. He about to come up against some savages, dog.
I'm going at it. He's 6'7". I'm going at the knee though.
It's very dangerous and dirty.
Oh man.
That's what that is.
Man.
It's very dangerous
Going
and
after the
dirty.
knees.
All right, I'm gonna ask each one of y'all this question, man. I'm gonna ask each one of y'all this question. I want to get y'all thoughts on this. It could be any guy. It could be a guy that was just signed. It could be a guy that's coming back. It could be a guy that probably has not had any playing time as of yet. Which one of these guys are you most excited? Or are you most excited about? Which one of these offensive linemen are you most excited about? Is it potentially a Tyler Johnson who could probably come in and actually be a starter at right tackle? Is it a Braden Joyner who can step in and probably be a good run block on the interior? Is it Broderick Scholl coming in as a freshman and possibly being in the 2 deep? Is it Chaplin coming in and solidifying that left side on the offensive line? I mean, just give me y'all thoughts on that, man. Or it could just be the fact that D Wade coming back. It could be that too.
Of course, is that, but I would say Chaplin because I feel like with the veteran pieces that we got coming back. Speaking on what DC said earlier, I feel like Connor Lewis is an NFL prospect, mainly at your center position. It's big to have a veteran leadership at your center position. I think that's huge for us coming back. I think if we can't hide one deficiency on the O-line, Hugh Freeze, to answer your earlier question, Hugh Freeze will be in the hot seat because he couldn't hide that deficiency. I feel like Xavier Chaplin, like you spoke to earlier, is good enough that he won't be a deficiency. He should be an upgrade to this O-line with the returning pieces that we have.
Yeah, man. If we can, man, if we can get it, if we can get Jeremiah back, man, and keep Wade at left.
That's what that in mind.
And we might not be finished yet, man. We got to think we have when the playoffs are over, each one of those teams will have 5 days for their players to jump in. Then we have a spring portal. So, man, we could get another true tackle.
I think we will.
If they do that, man, I'm excited, man, because, dude, do y'all know how long it's been since we had a above average O-line? It's been a long time, man. So, when saying that, I'll take Broderick Scholl as my player.
Yeah.
Man, have y'all seen that dude feet, man?
Yep.
And I don't mean like feet that's there looking at his feet like Hugh Freeze look at ankles. Not like,
right.
But I mean his footwork.
His footwork.
His footwork. Yeah, man. This dude has amazing footwork, man, for a guy that size, man. So, and I've said before, if they can just put some weight on that dude, that's an NFL tackle too, man.
Okay. All right. Tez, what you got?
I'm gonna go with Connor, man. I'm gonna go with Connor Luke, making another step. Like you said, NFL center. I think he's the piece that kind of brings it all together. You know, if he can step up in that leadership role and they can get that line to jail, I think a lot of it is going to be because of him and his leadership in the middle of that line. So yeah, I'm excited about him. He's probably like the player that kind of got this offensive line moving in the right direction. He's like the first prospect that kind of like okay, we can put something together. You know, and I kind of see them building around his skill set with this offensive line, especially with the size of our guards, and he's an undersized center, you would say. So like I can see them kind of compensating and just I just feel like he's the piece that kind of started this whole thing. And everything else is just kind of fitting around him. If he can step into that leadership role, I think we can get to that 7 for the offensive line for real.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rock with DC on that one, man. Roger Scholl is my guy. I'm excited about Roger Scholl, man. I think Roger Scholl can come in next year and actually, if not actually come in and start, he can actually get real run at that right tackle spot. I think he can, because what you got to realize too is like, if Roger Scholl comes in, right, if he gets solidified a right tackle spot, if we're sitting here saying that, and I said this multiple weeks, if we're sitting here saying that Deuce Knight is going to be the quarterback of the future, you got to have somebody that's protecting that right side, because Deuce Knight is left-handed quarterback. That's going to be the new blind side. So if Roger Scholl is able to come in and do that, and he's able to come in and get some run in the 2 deep on the offensive line this year, you looking at a Dre Carter, who potentially, I mean, last year they saying he was good, but they just saying he probably just too young to go. You know, you get no type of guys. You know, you just looking at that, and then potentially what's coming in the 2026 and the 2027 class. I mean, I think offensive line will probably be the least of our worries going forward in the future. That is hard to believe because man, like I think let me see, somebody put it in the chat here. I'm gonna get to it, man. Shout out to King Richard, said he agreeing with a lot of stuff that's going on. Here it is. Bubba said the last above O-line unit we had was 2017 is what he had. And then King of the Comments, shout out to Travell, he said we haven't had a top 2 O-line since 2015.
True.
So I mean, I'm looking at this like, man, we got an opportunity to come in and possibly we possibly are looking at 2 All-Americans on this offensive line within the next 2 years. I'm talking about Dre Carter, and I'm talking about Broderick Scholl. That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling we possibly looking at 2
I think Dre Carter
All-Americans.
That next step next year.
Who?
I think Carter make that step next year.
Nah, I think Carter gonna make that step this year.
I'm saying next year.
Oh yeah, you're right. 2025 season. I'm not even thinking. I'm thinking this. I'm thinking next year is like 2020. Yeah, we had a 20. Yeah, I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I'm ready for it too, Nick. I'm ready for it.
But yeah, man, it's a lot to be excited about, man. Chat, tell us who y'all think who y'all are excited about coming in on offensive line possibility this year. Now, Ted, you stated that you think they may not be through in the portal on the offensive line. I mean, you think Auburn will probably go out and get?
Man, I think they get the best offensive lineman that's available to playoffs whatever the best offensive lineman, be it a tackle that jumps in the portal when the playoffs end, I can see Auburn targeting. I don't know who that is because it's 12 teams in the portal, but I mean not portal, but 12 teams in the playoffs. But like, the best offensive lineman that jumps in there from one of those playoff teams, I can see Auburn being a major player to try to pick up. I think we got room. Like that's the beauty of it.
Okay.
And do you think let me ask you this. Do you think we see a heavy rotation of offensive linemen Just like with a lot of the names that we're naming.
Yeah, I mean, because you look at I'm looking at this. So you looking at like a Tyler Johnson who could possibly be the starter at right tackle this coming season. Because we talked about Mason Murphy yesterday. We all agreed that we thought he could probably be a really solid depth piece going forward. You look at a Favor Edwards that is still there. You look at a Dylan Cinder who was brought in as well. I mean, even Tate Johnson, you got those guys that would come in previous classes who are highly touted as being like these guys can come in and do it. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can possibly see a lot of these guys, like, which is good for us because if you can get one set of guys on the offensive line to gel really well together, but then behind them you have another set of guys that can gel really well together, and then you can take one guy out and plug that guy in and they still gel. You got a winning formulation right there. That's a winning formulation. So and I'm just sitting here saying, like, and I'm gonna ask this question, and I'm gonna start this one off. If I had to pick the offensive line starting next year, who would be on that line? This is where I see it at. I see, of course, you got Connor Lew at center. If Jeremiah Wright comes back, you have Jeremiah Wright at guard, Dylan Wade at guard. You have Chaplin at the left tackle. And I think Tyler Johnson starts at the right tackle. That's where I'm at. Yeah.
You think Tyler Johnson started right tackle?
Yes. Wow. Over Murphy, because I honestly believe Murphy probably would be a more a depth piece than anything. But he'll be in that run, though. He'll be in that run. What y'all think? What would y'all change in that particular order? Like, who would y'all pull out? Who would y'all put in?
I wouldn't change nobody, but I would put Murphy on that end and take Tyler Johnson out. Everything else stay the same. But to answer Ted's question, I think early on you're gonna see a lot of offensive line rotation. But later on in the season, I think once we figure out who's the solidified five, we're gonna just stick with them because there's gonna be bigger games later in the season. And that chemistry gonna mean a lot.
Right.
I'll say, man, and I know they don't want to do it, but just with what they got now, man, I'm kicking Wade out to the right tackle. He's sure. You know what I'm saying? Wade has been on left tackle on the blind side. I'm kicking. If I'm bringing Jeremiah Wright back at the right guard, I'm kicking Wade out to the right tackle, man, and we mashing folk on that right side.
Yeah, it's tight. 2024 season completely over for me. Yes, just to answer your question. Yeah, my bad. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So, and I'm like, let Carter and Joyner fight it out for the left guard, unless you're gonna get another, or try Murphy at the left guard also. You know what I'm saying? But if me, I'm going Dylan Wade right tackle. I'm going Jeremiah Wright to start the season, first game. Give me that line right there, man. And we finna roll some folk.
But this is the thing though. Wade, his natural position is on the inside. Is a guard position.
Sure.
So if this is the thing, so I look at it from this perspective is, if I got the left tackle solidified in Chaplin, if I got him solidified, if Jeremiah Wright comes back and his natural position is guard, Connor Lew is at center. If Dylan Wade's natural position is at guard, and I got this guy from last season that was touted as possibly being able to play last season in Tyler Johnson, why not see what he can do this year? Maybe he's grown up some. Maybe he's learned a little bit more. Let's put him there and see what happens. And let's ride. And then if something does, transpire, i.e. Percy Lewis, the situation that we had this past season, if something does transpire in that situation, that's fine. We can move Wade out to right tackle, and then we can slide Dre Carter in at guard. You got him right there behind him. Then like Ted said, like the name that I'm thinking that's in the portal that's probably still in play, Josh Thompson from Northwestern. It's possible that it could possibly still come in, and if Auburn can close on that one. I mean, of course, we saw Wendell Moore Jr. end up signing with Tennessee today. But if you can get a Josh Thompson to come in, he's just as athletic as Dylan Wade because he can play guard or tackle as well. So I'm looking at it from that perspective as well, of just saying, like, if I got a guy that can play the position that the coaching staff basically said last year could have played the position, maybe he was just a little too young, maybe it was just some stuff he needed to clean up, let me put this guy in his natural position, give him a good look for the next level, so these NFL teams can be like, all right, we see what he can do, and then let's put this other guy there and let's make it right. Let's make it happen. Let's roll with it.
Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this, man. And I can I'd rather have Wade, but I can see that. This is the only problem I have with that, Nick, is Hugh Freeze's tendency to take a long time to adjust. Look how long it took to take Percy Lewis out and
I see exactly
Wade.
what you're saying.
Bro, we was like the first couple games, we was like, man, kick Wade out, man, and change. This dude waited to what, man, the Kentucky game? It was ridiculous. Like, why is he still in the game? If you put that lineup, I'm afraid that Hugh Freeze will wait to the 5th game before he kick Wade back out the right. That's the only problem out, Y'all, what do y'all think about that?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree.
That is a very valid. That is a very valid reason. That's a very valid reason.
That's why I said I was thinking about that beforehand, because I was like, we went and got Murphy out the portal. So I'm like, we should at least give him a shot to see what he worked. Okay. But if that didn't work, I was like, put Carter in and move Wade out.
Right.
That's why when you said, I was like, that would be my adjustment. That's why I said if he can't get it, if he can't hide one deficiency on the offensive line this year, it's gonna be Hugh Freeze's fault. And like you said, Nick, he gonna be on the hot seat for it. Because you should, as your coach, your scheme, you should be able to hide with a veteran offensive line like we got. Because it seems like we only gonna have one piece that not really coming back with the team on the offensive line, if possible. We should be able to hide that one deficiency, coaching wise. That's switching stuff around, scheme, play calling. It should be. We have enough time to know what our pieces are going to be going into next season to figure it out.
I feel you. Bubba said he think Carter and Wade win the battle. By the way, okay, all right. So he thinking the right side of the line would be Carter and Wade. Okay, I can see that happening too. Like I can see that. I mean, I honestly can see that. But I mean, it was a lot of noise about Tyler Johnson last year before camp. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say that.
When you said it, I was like, yeah.
Wade said Wade performs better at tackle than guard at the college level. I don't care what he said. Hey, I'll be looking at it more the fact of like, what's gonna get this guy to the next level? That's how I see it.
Them true facts. That's why I say I don't care if people get mad, but it is what it is.
King of Comment saying Cage Casey from Boise State. I've seen him. I'm not sure if I haven't heard too much about him in Auburn. I haven't heard too much about interest between him and Auburn. I haven't seen much. I have to go do a little digging around and see what's up with that. Shout out to Arkansas's very own Wildest. What's good, Wildest? Everything going well, buddy. Let's see. He's a dude, real beast at Boise State, second team All-American. Nah, Carter at left guard. Okay. All right. Shout out to Digital Tiger, man. Shout out to Digital Tiger for being in the chat, man. Appreciate you being. He says Arnold's quick release will help the O-line. And I believe that's an argument that Bubba was making as well too, with him saying that Jackson Arnold being pretty solid in the quick game, he should be able to that should be able to minimize what the offensive line, the woes of the offensive line going forward. So it's possibility. Wilder said, how y'all feel about the freshman DT entering the portal? We're gonna get into that in the second half. We're gonna talk defensive line in the second half, Wilder. So I'm gonna start that one and bring that back. And then the other Tez, we got the real Tez. Oh man.
That's crazy.
Do we know when Singleton making a move? I'm gonna start that one as well too, because I got news. That's transfer portal news as well, Tez. So we should be hearing something about that very soon. And yes, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it because he already said it. He's making his decision tomorrow at noon. Eric Singleton's making his decision tomorrow at noon. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we get ready to go into halftime right now, fellas. That's the end of the first half, man. How y'all feeling?
Great.
Good, man. Feeling pretty good.
All right, man. Let's go ahead. Let's head into halftime. Appreciate y'all, man. Let's make it happen. Let me take that down. Hold on real quick. Let me take it down real quick. from there, and let's go ahead. Let's hit in the halftime. Let's go.
You don't out your seats. It's halftime.
What the world? Okay. Anyway, all right, man. We in the halftime right now, man. We got to go ahead and run the clip. Marcus, what we got to do? We got to run it.
You got to roll that footage, man.
Let's go. Shout out to our guy DJ, man, from Hollywood Media, man. You want to feel like a star? Follow him on TikTok and Instagram at YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood EY. And follow him on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Shout out to that guy, man. Day one supporter of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us and making it happen, because he can make your dreams and your memories last forever. Shout out to DJ. Hey, we also got another. You know what, Tez? Tell about you, Tez. Tell about you, man. You do the talking too, man.
What Tez be doing, man? What Tez be doing?
Y'all know he Frodo. That's Frodo, man. What y'all talking about?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we on the last pod on the Sharpshooters on yesterday. I told everybody that. I don't think I told everybody that I'm a photographer. That's what I do. So that's my
okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's my Instagram page right there, and my web page is the same. It's www.protoimagery.com.
That's up, man.
I'm horrible at self promotion, so.
There it is, right there, ladies and gentlemen. Frodo Imagery.
Frodo Imagery. That's what's up, man.
That's it.
So that's you on all platforms at Frodo Imagery?
Yeah, not well. I don't have a Twitter. They've been trying to get me to get a Twitter, but I don't have a Twitter. But all the rest of them, yeah.
Okay, no. I'm gonna follow you, Twitter. I'm gonna follow you on.
Shout out to Tez, man. The whole time I did not know Tez was. I just was like, man, me and Frodo right here. He was like, man, I don't know if you know Tez. I like, shout out to Tez, man. All right, man. So y'all know I've been doing transfer portal frenzy ever since the transfer portal opened. So I'm just give y'all a little bit of update of what's going on with Auburn. Jalen Smith, linebacker from Tennessee, is visited Auburn today. Stated that he checked all the boxes and he plans on having the decision within the next couple of days. TJ Searcy, edge from Florida, is visiting tomorrow. And hopefully that will go well. So we'll be taking a look to see what happens there in the portal with TJ Searcy. As stated earlier, Dallas Walker IV from West Kentucky. Originally he signed with Texas A&M. It's part of that 2021 class. Ended up moving to West Kentucky. He signed with Auburn today. 6'4", 320 pounds in the middle. It's going to be a really good piece in the middle for Auburn, especially with that 3-3-5, what DJ Durkin wants to do. So I'm really excited about that one right there. Wide receiver Horatio Fields. He'll be making his decision tomorrow on Thursday, potentially. And it looks like it's going to be coming down between Auburn and Kentucky. So we'll be looking for that as well to see what's going on there. Walker White is taking his official visit on Friday to none other than Baylor. Which is hilarious.
Interesting, man.
Because we play Baylor first game of the season. So we'll be taking a look at that to see what's going on there. Wendell Moe Jr., as I stated earlier, he signed with Tennessee today. And CJ Daniels, wide receiver, signed with Miami. Those are two guys that Auburn were looking at. Yes. Those two guys that Auburn were looking at.
So if he signed with Miami, then I wonder what's the chances that we get Singleton?
Well, Singleton,
too, right?
Singleton's looking at Ole Miss. Singleton is the vibe is that Singleton he's going to end up signing with Auburn. His roommate from Georgia Tech, Tay Seymour, signed with Auburn a couple of days ago. So vibe is they've already put a crystal ball in the RPM in for Eric Singleton to sign with Auburn.
Sure.
Hopefully we'll be seeing that decision tomorrow, actually. Hopefully. So that's what we're waiting on, man. We're waiting on that, and we're waiting to see how that goes down in Auburn University. And also the dead period begins on Monday, the 23rd. which means that players will not be able to take visits until early January. But, and I say this very interesting. Guys who are in the playoff, if their team loses, whenever they lose, they have 5 days after that loss to enter the portal and potentially end up at another school. So I will say this: there is a name, and maybe there may be a couple of people who will be looking at entering the portal, and maybe some mutual interest between them and Auburn and some other schools. So we'll take a look and see what's going on there, man. So y'all be on the lookout for that, man. This is fun, man. This is fun, man. Tez, they just said, "Did we bash Bama in here? Or are we family friendly?"
Hey, go with
we bash Bama, bro. What you talking about? Man, we be getting on tight all the time. What you talking about,
we just
man?
finished bashing Bama, like,
they bashing themselves now.
Yeah, but it's funny though. We cool. The thing is, we cool with them because we got sharpshooters, we got tight, of course, PhD. They all Alabama fans, but they would. Hey man, hold up! I just not noticed this, bro. We got a super chat. What? Wait a minute, bro.
What's up? That's what's up, man. Appreciate you, man.
Shout out to LaHaye. Oh man, this just popped up. If this was in there, I'm sorry I did not see this. But shout out to let me make sure I'm reading this correctly because my eye. Wait, LaHaye. If I'm saying this wrong, please.
Leave it alone, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. But hey, he paid $1.99 to say that.
Nick, you finna get Nick. You about to get Tim Tucker. You about to get Tim Tucker. You about to get Tim Tucker.
About to get Tim Tucker, man. I was like, wait a minute, what name is that?
Be careful.
What name is that, bro? Like, what's going on, man?
Tim Tucker, bro.
That's what I was looking like. I was like, wait a minute, bro. All right, Tim. We appreciate that, Uncle Tim. Shout out to that. Uncle Tim gave us $1.99.
That worked.
He gave us $1.99 super chat. We appreciate that. King Richard asked earlier. He said, "Do you think Auburn will make a push for Patrick Payton?" Patrick Payton is the defensive lineman edge from Florida State. Do I think Auburn makes a push? There is noise that Auburn is not done on the defensive line, so if there's mutual interest between both of them, I see why not. I mean, and we're gonna get into the defensive line in the second half in a minute, but I mean, it's a lot of youth that's coming in, a lot of sophomores, a lot of freshmen that's returning. So I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn did go after another ones, but we'll see. We'll be seeing in a couple of days
and digital,
what happens.
And digital, yes, I am worried about that. That's my biggest concern about loading up at that position. Perry didn't see a lot of time last year, and if we load up at that position with Singletary and Fields, I do worry that he will transfer.
Who you talking about?
Perry Thompson. Digital Tiger put, if we land Fields and Singleton, do you think Perry bouncing? And I do think that he would bounce. You don't think so?
That's a tough one for me because
didn't Walker White? Did he come because of Walker White?
A lot of them came because of Walker White.
But and this is the My bad. Yeah, I did, bro. I tried to change that one quick. But this is company talking about. He said if we land Fields and Singleton, are y'all worried about Perry bouncing? He seems a little shaky right now. Appreciate that comment, Digital Tiger, man. I don't know. What are y'all thoughts, man? That's kind of hard.
I think it depends on the production he gets. Like I don't think Perry, and I don't know Perry, but I can see if Perry got an improvement of 500 to 600 yards receiving, I don't necessarily see him going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think, Marcus, that depends on the production he gets. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's like that.
I'll say this. Perry Thompson was asked to redshirt when he got to campus, and he told him no. So I will say this. If he does not step into that role, if Perry Thompson does not see himself being an integral part in this offense, yes, it's a possibility he could transfer because he basically he was asked to redshirt and he told him no. He said he came to play, but this is the thing though. This is the thing. Hugh Freeze did recruit these guys. He recruited those guys to come in to be, the savior in the wide receiver room after he bashed those guys that was in the wide receiver room the first year. So I would think that there is some plan to feature Perry Thompson and Cam Coleman this year on the field. Because Singleton's natural position is the slot position. So the person that I would probably be more worried about is Malcolm Simmons in this situation and Bryce Cain as well. Those are the ones I'm worried about. Will Bryce Cain get some run? This is what I said earlier. Like, would there be enough ball? Would there be enough passes to go around? For these guys to catch. So that's the interest. That's more of the interesting, topic right there. Because you'll have a Cam Coleman, you'll have Perry Thompson, Singleton, you'll have Simmons, and possibly Fields. So that's 5 guys right there. And I didn't even mention Bryce Cain. So you got to find a way to get all of those guys on the field and then then make sure all of them get the ball, basically.
Yeah.
So,
but with that though, man, what that tells me is that we're not going to be running the ball. That's what that tells me.
Yep.
He don't want to run the ball. He don't want to run the ball anyway.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So, bro, if you get a Singleton to add to that room, bro, we're not running the ball, man.
Yeah. No. I think I agree with Nick, man. I think that Singleton poses a threat to Malcolm more than Perry. Perry, the guy got here in the spring, kind of got off to a slow start. Well, besides the Alabama A&M game, but he didn't see the field as much. But I think he'd be better with a spring under his belt, coming back. And I think Singleton, if you lose Perry, who plays on the outside? Knowing how Hugh Freeze wants to run offense, who plays? He wants to throw those 50-50 balls outside. Is Singleton the guy that you can put right there?
True.
Is Malcolm a guy that you can put right there?
True. Not to mention you got Derek Smith that came in this class as well too. So
that's also true. And then at the same time, I can't be worried about we got to get to the point in recruiting where we can't worry about losing 5-star. We never been here before.
Agree.
Yeah. Right.
We never been here before.
We bougie now.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. When is the portal close? The portal closes on the 28th, but the dead period starts Monday the 23rd. So we'll be looking at that from there as well. All right, fellas, man, let's go ahead and get about it here so we can get to the second half, man. Y'all feeling all right? Y'all feeling good?
Sir.
I'm about to get to my favorite part. I'm ready to talk defensive line, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead. Let's head to the second half. Let's go.
You're now entering the second half.
All right, man. We in the second half right now, man. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the coolest podcast in your ear, man. And we're gonna go ahead and get into it, man, because we kind of running low on time almost. But we're gonna get to it. Let me take that down, man. Let's get to the other side of the ball since we're talking trenches. We talking the defensive line, man. We talk offensive line first half, man. Let's go ahead and get to the defensive line. Let's take a look at what we got. So Jamonte Waller, who will be a sophomore, Keyron Crawford, who will be a senior, Malik Blockton, who will be a sophomore, Austin Chambers, who will be a sophomore, Zacchaeus Walker, who will be a senior, Joe Frazier Jr., who will be a junior, Quintrell Johnson Travis, who will be a senior, Joe Phillips, who will be a sophomore, and coming back after entering the portal and then coming back, Morris Williams will be on that defensive line edge position as well. And who we have added so far: Jordan Crawford, 5-star, Jared Smith, 5-star, Malik Autry, Malik Autry, 5-star, Jared Smith, 5-star, Jordan Crawford, 4-star, Antonio Coleman, 4-star, and then Dallas Walker, the 4th, who just signed today. This can go along. This can go a lot of ways. I want to get y'all thoughts on this defensive line, man. How do y'all feel about this defensive line coming back and potentially if there is somebody else that potentially could be added to this defense line, and who could be the star, who could be the breakout person this year on that defensive line edge position going forward. Let me start with Tez.
I feel good about the defensive line, right? It's like the names you name, man, we got them, right? And the good thing about defensive line is they rotate, right? So a lot of these guys will get burned. I want to see the young guys. I want to see the Joe Phillips. I want to see all those young cats we got in the last recruiting class get an opportunity to get on the field, get after the quarterback. I'm looking at Crawford, man. He flashed at the end of last year. He's got the size and the measurables. I think that this guy is going to be a force next year for us on that defensive line. Versatile. He can play hand in the dirt, stand up. He did a lot of things. Him, of course, on the outside of course, you got Falk, who's as close to a first round talent as we've seen, right? Quite a bit, you know, if which would mean a lot, you know, if you can get Falk to the first round, recruiting for us on the D line is probably go crazy. But,
easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's so many names that it's hard to just pinpoint one to get excited about, because I feel like all these guys got potential. Jamonte Waller, you know, this is a guy that they talked a lot about in camp before next year.
Like a grown man already.
Yeah, got the size, man. It's just Malik Blockton, those interior defenders, like that. I think that is the part that's going to have to step up the most, right? That's the interior defensive line, but we got the talent there. We got the names, right? So yeah, I feel good about the defensive line. I feel good about the defense as a whole. Just to be honest with you, I really do. But yeah, specifically that defensive line, I think we get after the quarterback this year. I think you see a lot more sacks from us, a lot more pressures. With DJ Durkin, the way he likes to simulate pressures and stuff, I see a lot more one-on-one wins from these guys, because a lot of them freshmen, they gonna grow up, you know, and be a lot better than they were this year. They were pretty good this year. So yeah, like I said, man, if I had to pick one, I'd probably just go with Crawford, but it's a lot of names on that.
Gotcha. DC, what you thinking?
I'm gonna go, man. I just want to see the continued evolution of my man Falk, man. I just want to see just him continue to evolve, man. But the only concern I would have, and I don't have much. Ted said it all, bro. So
Ted said.
Yeah. The only thing I would say, man, is I'm concerned about the interior. I'm not concerned about the edges. Interior, yeah, Blockton's coming back. You know, him and Travis did some good things. You got a guy today, but we don't have a difference maker in the interior line. If we can get a difference maker, man, to sag and push the middle, along with Keldrick Falk and Crawford on the outside, man, we have some cooking. But that's what I'm waiting to see. Who are they gonna go and get in the interior defensive line? That's my concern.
Marcus, what you thinking?
Man, they took all my ideas, man. But yeah, but I really think blocking has to step up next year. If we going in with the defensive line, I really think we're going to get a lot of big transfer pieces after we see what the playoffs look like. I think we're going to get a big interior defensive lineman and a linebacker after we see who loses in the playoff out of the transfer portal. But as constructed right now, I think Blockton has to step up. But like DC said, I'm not really worried about the edges. We got the names, we got the talent. We just got to keep quarterbacks contained that we supposed to keep contained, and we're gonna be good on the edge. The interior, I'm really worried, but I think Blockton could be that guy. But next year has to show it.
Yeah, I am. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited about Dallas Walker, the fourth signing. That's a 6'4" guy, 320-pound dude, playing in his 3.35. Him being able to basically clog up two holes at one point in time. God clog up 2 spaces, gaps at one
He
point in
shook
time.
out, bro. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Once it rained in boards, bro.
Yeah. You know,
Why you do that, bro? Took him all off his game tonight, bro.
that's what I'm saying. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Pop
Clog
the
up 2
seal
gaps.
on it, bro. It's just...
Clog up 2 gaps at one point in time, man. I'm looking at that and I'm saying I think if with him being able to come in and actually being able to get a push, because he had 46 tackles last year, he had a forced fumble, he had an interception as a defensive lineman as well. So you know, him being able to get some push up front and being able to push into the quarterback's face, so the quarterback won't be able to step up in the pocket. I'm excited about that. I think Jordan Crawford is actually going to get real run this year on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, for sure.
I think Malik Autry will get some real run this year on the side of the ball. Antonio Coleman. I think all 3 of them will have a chance to actually get some real run, especially Jordan Crawford, man. Jordan Crawford is a big dude. That is a big guy. That's a big dude. But I'm going to tell y'all this right here, man. If they don't put Joe Phillips on the field this season and let that man shine, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be upset.
Yeah.
Joe Phillips need to be on the field, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Let that talent shine.
That's true.
Not just because he's from Tuskegee, but because that man can actually play.
That's
talent right there, man. He need to be on the field. So I'm excited to see what they do with him, man. I'm excited to see how much of a not just we all know DeMarcus Riddick can play. And we didn't talk about linebackers. He just popped in my head. We all know he can play, but I'm actually interested to see how much of a leader he is on this defense next year as well, too. You know, and things and stuff of that nature. I'm interested to see, like you said, what Falk gonna do as well. There's so much to be excited about with the defensive line. The linebacker core, they still got to build a little bit. That's why you got Atkins coming in from LSU. That's could possibly be there as well. But I'm telling you, this defensive line with the way that they rotate in with Vontae King, man, I think it is going to be amazing. The number of QB hurries, the number of sacks, just how dominant the defensive line is. I even forgot to mention Cleve Lubin, who more than likely will be committing to Auburn as well. Coastal Carolina guy. I'm telling you, man, that is something to be excited about. And with the way that this defense performed last year with DJ Durkin at the helm, with it being a lot of freshmen, I just don't see any regression on that side of the ball. Offense, man, I need to see it. But on the defensive side of the ball, I have complete and honest confidence in what they're doing on that side of the ball. It's gonna be amazing, man. It's gonna be amazing.
I agree with that, man.
So
it's gonna be amazing.
I do have a question. How do we feel about the edges with Aldridge leaving?
I mean, because technically the edges were part of the linebacker room.
I tell you what, how would you rate edge play last season?
Oh, if you're going off edge with just McLeod and Falk, I would probably give it a solid B+.
Okay.
Probably give it a solid B+. You can argue A-, but I think if you want to just be solid B+.
I agree.
Yeah,
I say
Crawford came on at the end of the year too.
Yeah, Crawford came
I
on.
would say a lot of positions they held their own, but sometimes they broke down and gave up. I like that B+, man. I say B+.
Yeah.
How do I think it affects? I'm gonna tell you this about Aldridge. Aldridge was an elite recruiter for Auburn.
Right.
I think a lot of those guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up right now, because C. Zach said, "What do y'all think made Amarius Williams stay?" What I think part of the reason, and I asked Dap this question when he came on the show Monday. I asked him, I said, "What did you think?" I said, "Did you think it was more of the fact that Aldridge left, and that's who his position coach was, or was it more the fact that Bill Belichick was not a new head coach at UNC and he's from North Carolina?" He said he leaned more towards the latter. I was kind of in the middle, but I lean that way, but I'm more in the center of that because I think Aldridge was a elite recruiter that built relationships with those guys, and things of that nature. So how would that affect recruiting going forward? I think it possibly will, but if Durkin can put a repeat of what happened on the field last year, next year, I don't think it drops off much, if at all.
Yeah, I think being Hugh Freeze, when it comes to recruiting, Hugh Freeze gonna go get a guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not worried about it. Hugh Freeze is gonna go get a guy that can recruit. Period. I'm not concerned about it, man.
Yeah, that's definitely the MO for Freeze. If you can't recruit, you can't coach for us.
Yeah, that's definitely Hugh Freeze. Definitely Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, man.
Let's see, Auburn Dad for life, man. Shout out to Auburn Dad for life. In the chat, he said no more third down and 3 down and 3rd and long though. Yeah, I agree with you there.
Yeah, please.
I agree with you there.
Please.
Nick must have. No, I'm good, man. Let's stop that. Ant Robinson. Shout out to Ant Robinson, man. War Eagle.
This is hilarious tonight.
Yes,
hilarious tonight, bro. They just been going in.
Hey, it is what it is, man. Shout out to Auburn Dad, man. Shout out to y'all.
Bubba, you a fool though, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to skip all that, man.
I'm
trying to mine through it. TJ Lou said to remind y'all, Durkin is originally a linebackers coach. Yeah, he's still the linebackers coach now.
He's still the linebackers coach.
Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see.
It's all stupid, bro.
Make look like
stupid, bro. I can't unsee
it. Wow, that's funny. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, B. Sharp. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good, man. That's pretty good, I guess. All right, man. But okay, same question I asked before we get out of here, man. Which player are y'all interested in seeing stand out? It could be either one. You know, Falk. It could be Crawford. It could be Kieran Crawford. I mean, I say Kieran Crawford. It could be Jordan Crawford. Jared Smith. You know, who are y'all interested in seeing step up this year on that defensive line and actually have a breakout season? I got to get a name from each one of y'all. I got to get one.
You more than one.
Okay.
I want to see Falk. First, I want to see Falk, like my boy DC said, but I really need to see Blockton, dog. Like my biggest thing is if he steps up next year, our defensive line will be complete because we got the edge. We got the outside. The interior it got to come along, bro. For our linebackers to be able to fill the gaps correctly, we got it. Like you said, Nick, we got to get defensive tackles that can cause some ruckus in there. So that's my player. I'm really excited to see what does he take next step next year.
All right, DC, what you thinking?
I'm going Blockton and Travis, man. I'm staying with the interior, bro.
Okay.
We gotta get elite at the interior. You know what I'm saying? When we were championship level with Brown and them guys, man, we had Derek Brown and man, that's when your interior getting pushed, and collapsing the pocket, man, it's hard to deal with, man. So I'm gonna go Blockton and Travis.
All right, Ted, what you thinking?
I'm going Crawford, Keon Crawford. Yeah, we got to get off the field on third down, man. We can't be giving up these 3rd and 15s, 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 25. Like we can't do that no more. We got to get some pressure on the quarterback in those situations. And he's a guy who stepped in late last year and made a name for himself. And I feel like he should have a big impact next year.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Joe Phillips and Joe Crawford. And Jordan Crawford, man. I'm high on Jordan Crawford. I'm high on Dallas Walker IV as well. But I just want to see them put Joe Phillips on the field because when they do, it's gonna be the best decision they ever made. I'm sticking with it. But it is what it is. Fellas, that's the end of the game, man. How y'all feeling?
Man, we lit, man.
Awesome.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate that so much, man. We're going to go ahead to the post game. We're going to chop it up a little bit before we get up out of here, man. Let's go.
It's time to shut down in the post game.
Hear me. All right, man. All right, we're in the post game right now, man. And we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit, man. Golden Boot Podcast jumped in the comments. And he put, shout out to Vandy Chris and those guys over at Golden Boot. They jumped in the chat and said, big time question. Now that you have Jackson Arnold, do you still pursue Caden Salter after the news of Diego Pavia dropped today, suggesting that he might have a spot at Vanderbilt? No, Caden Salter has committed to Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah, he's gonna be out there with Coach Prime in Colorado. So, but I will tell you this: there is another name, and we'll see what happens with that. So, There's rumblings. There's rumblings that something big could be happening in the quarterback room at Auburn moving forward. So we'll see that, man. We'll see that there. I'm gonna do this, man. We're gonna put that in there. We're gonna put it in the chat right there, man. If anybody want to come in and chop it up with us for a little bit before we get up out of here, that's the link. Hit the link, audio only. Pop in, get your question. Minute at most. You got to get out because can't be in here all night. We'll be in this all night talking, man. If you want to pop in, man, that's the chat. That's it, man. All right, fellas, I'm gonna ask y'all this question, man. Let's go ahead and move forward, man. I'm gonna ask y'all this: if Walker White goes to Baylor and Walker White starts, we talked about this a little bit before it starts. It's just rumors that Walker White may be going to Baylor, committing. If he goes to Baylor and he starts, takes over that starter spot, which he may not do. That does happen. And let's say he beats Hugh Freeze in Auburn. How does that look for this offensive staff moving forward, man?
Boy, you saw my eyes when you said that.
It's gonna be bad, man.
Is that a fireable offense for Hugh Freeze if that happens?
Oh man, bro, you talking about rumblings? Oh my god, man.
If he's good enough to beat an SEC school game 1, starting at quarterback, that means that we have a serious talent evaluation problem because this guy should have been on the field a long time ago.
I just asked the question. This is just hypothetically speaking. I'm just asking the question. It's always good to hypothetically ask what's going on, man. Shout out to Huggy Beard. Huggy Beard in the chat, man. What's going on, Huggy? Appreciate you, man. Bubba said Walker ain't beating out Robinson. I don't think he will, but
yeah, I don't think so either.
It's a possibility. Golden Boot came in and said, man, if Walker were to win that job and then beat Auburn, that would be the ultimate oof.
Yeah, it would, man.
Yeah, that would suck.
Play.
Telling you, that would be interesting.
Especially how good I feel like our defense is going to be. If he were to start and beat that defense, man.
JT, what's up, man? What's going on, man? Jonathan Taylor. How you feeling, man?
It's gonna be if he did start, it would be an interesting start to the season to see him as our former quarterback and then go to Oklahoma with Jackson being their former quarterback. That would just be an interesting
Appreciate that, JT, man. Appreciate that. I don't know if I asked all. I don't know if we got everybody answers to this. Looking at the schedule next year going forward, it seems like a pretty favorable schedule. You start off with Baylor on the road. You have Ball State. Then South Alabama at home. Then you got 2 back-to-back away games with Oklahoma and Texas A&M. Then you get a week off. Then you have Georgia. And after that, it's Missouri at home. You get Georgia and Missouri at home back-to-back. That is the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games of the season. Based on the schedule that's going forward, what is your floor? What is your ceiling for Auburn next year? Very prematurely.
I go 6 on the floor, 9 ceiling.
Okay, Marcus, what you got?
Same. I got 6 floor, 9 ceiling.
I'm at 5 floor, and I got 9 as the ceiling.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go 6. I'm gonna say playoff berth as the floor, and I think ceiling we can win 10 games.
So playoff berth for you at 10 games.
Playoff berth for 10 games. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see what's going on here, man. Golden Boot said there are rumblings out of Tuskegee that Ryan Williams might be in the portal and likely drop to Tennessee. Would that be a kick between the legs, considering how close he was going to Auburn? You gotta ask tight that question. That's a tight question. But him going to Auburn, okay. I ask y'all that question. Like, with him going to Tennessee and him basically being an Auburn legacy, would that hurt y'all feelings if he did not choose Auburn?
He in that Auburn now. I ain't mad.
I'm
not
over
really.
that, bro. I'm over Ryan Williams.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Feel on that. Bubba said floor 5, ceiling 10. Shout out, all right, Huggy, man. Appreciate you stopping by, man. We appreciate that so much, man. We got you, man. We appreciate it. Bubba said no as well. He don't think it doesn't bother him. Yeah, I kind of feel like y'all as well too, man. Like, is it that big of a deal? You know, I mean, he's a 5-star. He's a great talent, but you know, I think you got Cam Coleman in that room. You got Malcolm Simmons in that room, potentially Eric Singleton, and Perry Thompson. And I mean, I think I take that room over what's going on in Alabama right now. You know,
for sure would. I would have took it last year.
I agree with that. I hear that. All right, man. Marcus, you got a water boy award or not? Hold up. Wait a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only popped into the chat. We're gonna see what's up with him. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Sharpshooters podcast, B Sharp. What's going on, B Sharp, man? You gotta turn your mic on, B Sharp.
It's on.
What's going on, man?
This man, what took so long? What's going on?
We thought your mic had entered the transfer portal.
That's what we thought too, man.
No, never that, sir. Never that, man. Roll Tide and all that good stuff, man. You know. How y'all gentlemen doing this today?
Doing great, man. We doing great. Hey, we was over on the Sharpshooters podcast last night, man. Go check that out, man. We had a great conversation over there about NIL and transfer portal, and looked at some of the college football playoffs talk, man. But go check that out over on the Sharpshooters podcast, man. What's on your mind, B Sharp?
Oh, nothing much, man. You know, man, I'm just one part of the Sharpshooter Wu-Tang clan, so I'm just here, man, just to show y'all some love, man. Y'all talking some good stuff tonight outside of all the Auburn talk. Everything else is good.
So we ain't saying nothing then.
That's basically what he said. We ain't said nothing good. That's basically what he said. That's basically what he said. Like, what's up with
that? Sir.
Hey, man, I just came up here. Hey, man, I just like to support y'all brothers, man. Y'all brothers doing the damn thing.
We appreciate that.
And DC, I've been wanting to answer this question for you for the long, and I made sure I didn't forget.
Okay.
Carl and Kenny and Mike are my first cousins, not my uncles.
Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people chat like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
They like,
Hey, we got some family.
yeah, that's family.
Hey, man, just I had let them know, man. That's all, man. I just want to be up here. And you know, when the mayor up here, I gotta come straight, man.
Crazy.
Gotta come straight, man. Gotta make sure I'm not talking that mess. It's a family show, rated E for everyone.
Exactly.
Nah.
Hey, except that one time, B-Shaw, that you was on here, it wasn't kind of family friendly that night.
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about my frat brother. Jesus Christ. Shout out to J Mart, man. Shout out to J Mart. And the guys over there.
I didn't have nothing to do with that. I didn't have nothing to do with that.
Shout out to J Mart. Shout out to J Mart.
I forgot all about that.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Y'all go check the episode out.
Man. Y'all, I like some of the guys you guys got coming in. I like Jared Smith, man. He's a real talented guy. That's probably like the only guy like I really truly know for real. I just like his game.
Okay.
But everybody else, I know y'all not talking about the quarterbacks tonight, so I ain't gonna get too much into it.
Talk about it too much, man. We gotta talk about
that's what I'm saying. y'all about to I know Marcus will understand this, but y'all about to have a quarterback room like how Tez had on College Football 25. But recruit all the 5 stars. I'm like, damn, man, you can only play one. You can only play one quarterback. This man got 12 quarterbacks on the roster.
And we like 10, bro. 10, like I gotta go say goodbye to some people. I'm like, bro, you saying goodbye to 5 stars? Like, give them to us.
Crazy.
Hey, Shaw, who gonna be y'all? Who gonna be your quarterback, man?
Why do you say No, breaking news. Xavier Atkins just committed to Auburn LSU linebacker, former LSU linebacker. Another linebacker in the boat. I don't have my phone in front of me, so shout out to Bubba with breaking news for us for doing that, man. I ain't got my phone in front of me right now, so we appreciate that, Bubba. That's a big get right there, man. That's a big get in the linebacker room. That's a really big get, man. That's what's up.
I don't like how y'all just had this breaking news. He just asked me about who's going to be our starting quarterback.
Because y'all don't know.
I understand that this is an Auburn stroke, and then y'all going to go to our other rivals to say, oh, we got a linebacker out of LSU. And he
We did.
I'm like, no. I was like, man, the time I said, Ty said, breaking news.
Y'all don't even want Ty Simpson. Y'all don't even want Ty Simpson. That's how I know y'all don't even want him.
That is a lie.
That's my afterthought on that show.
Y'all don't even want Ty Simpson. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know where you getting this from. Ty Simpson.
Miro hadn't made a decision yet, has he?
He's going to the NFL, man.
Yeah,
he's definitely going to the NFL.
Hey, man. Hey, we're gonna bring in this guy, man. I had a chance to go over on their podcast, the Golden Boot podcast, man. Had a great time over there. Got a chance to talk before the Vanderbilt game, man. Vandy Chris, Vanderbilt fan over from the Golden Boot podcast. Shout out to Vandy Chris, man. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up?
What is going on, my guys?
What's up,
No
man?
much, man. No much.
What's going on with you, man?
No much. Everything good with you, man?
Everything is good. I got some great news as a Vanderbilt fan today. Best news I could have ever gotten. Everybody knows what that is. But I have a question for you.
What's Sharp go?
I don't know.
All right, Sharp.
It was over his time anyway, man.
We brought up Vanderbilt.
He left.
Just like a Bama fan.
Vanderbilt came in the room. He got scared.
It was. Hey, Sharp, you didn't have to leave, bro.
Vanderbilt came. He got to get out of here, man.
Exactly. That was like.
He heard we got Diego Pavia back. He didn't want none of that.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So my question is on NIL.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the state of Louisiana has gotten a huge settlement from Juul in the vaping lawsuit. They are now using those monies to pay NIL deals for college athletes at LSU.
Oh, wow.
What is your opinion on using state funds to pay NIL deals for these athletes?
That is definitely not what it was intended for. I can tell you that.
Now I'm gonna say they throwing everything they can at it.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though. I mean, but let's not act like state politics is not wrapped up into college sports.
That's true.
We not about to sit here and act like that.
Tell me about it. As a Vanderbilt fan, I can tell you.
So, but I mean, they'll find a way if they can find a way to make that team better. Because I will say this, man. Titan had a point over on y'all show that I actually agree with. He basically said that with this going on, like, how's the NFL gonna react with, you know, big time schools being able to basically just have a monopoly on college football, basically, is what he's saying. So I kind of agree with that. So will you start seeing those alumni from those smaller schools start building up those athletic departments to compete with some of these schools? Like, is that possible? And it kind of goes to the conversation we had on Sharpshooters last night. Like, is it even fair? Is that even something that possibly could happen? But, you know, it's an interesting conversation and things, stuff like that. But I mean, state funds to pay NIL deals.
That's wild. And you got a professional team there too. Like, it's what's stopping the Saints from, like, hey, governor?
Exactly. So,
man, that sounds like it's illegal, to be honest.
It does sound
the state legislature, they could pass a law and it won't be.
Man, them folks will be in an uproar.
As a fan of a private school that doesn't get any state funding, I'm stuck here in Tennessee paying my tax dollars, and my tax dollars going to pay for a stadium at Tennessee that I don't have a say in how that thing's built.
Oh, you talking about the Titans? That's right. The Titans.
No,
what you talking about?
The Tennessee Vols baseball stadium. They're getting $100 million in state funds to build that stadium.
Really?
Wow. So whereas a place like Vanderbilt, we're spending $3.2 billion on campus upgrades. $300 million of it's going to athletics specifically, but there's not a penny from the state.
Wow.
It's kind of a slippery slope to put state funds in college athletics.
Wow. And what did Titan say? Titan said, y'all got all them doctors and stuff that y'all can afford it.
right.
Doctors and lawyers.
Y'all can afford it. That's what he said.
But if you think about it, that's where it's going, because they're moving in NIL, they're gonna move NIL. They're talking about moving NIL in house anyway, and so they're starting to have a salary cap. So state funded schools are going to be paying the salaries of players. That's where it's going anyway, man. If you think about it.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope, I think.
Yeah.
Very.
We kind of had I was gonna say we kind of got a similar thing at Tuskegee actually. That you guys have at Vanderbilt. We're private school.
Yeah.
And a lot of the state schools that we play against get state funded. You look at their campuses compared to ours, and you can see that money being spent. So I kind of know what you're talking about, but like on a smaller level, it's definitely something that's crazy. You think about state funding getting involved with college athletics, and now the vaping thing. I thought you was about to say. I thought the opposition to it was going to be like because it came from vaping, because it came from that industry, that they didn't want to spend it on the kids or something like that. Like I thought that was the road that you was going down. Was like, nah, yeah, that's crazy.
It's an interesting topic. It's very interesting. My bad. Go ahead.
My understanding is they're going to pay the athletes to do public service announcements against vaping. So in a way, I get it, but I still think it's a dangerous slope.
Man. Wow.
So that's how they get around it.
Wow.
Basically, yeah, that's the loophole. Man, this conversation can go on for a long period of time, man. But we kind of running out of time a little bit. You know what? I'll talk about that with y'all. Anyway, man, anything else before we get up out of here?
I'm good. Thanks for letting me jump in here and ask that question real quick.
Sure.
Getting your
Betty
thoughts.
Chris, are y'all about to go live in a minute?
Not tonight. We'll be going live again Friday night.
Okay, Friday night. Y'all going to go live again Friday. Hey, man, make sure y'all go check out Golden Boot Podcast. They be like, y'all, they be going on for like DC had to leave. DC, we appreciate you so much, my guy. But y'all be going on for like 2.5, 3 hours, and man, y'all be talking a lot, right? It's a lot of stuff y'all go through. But man, it's cool to watch. Like sometimes I fell asleep one time and woke up and y'all was still going. I was like, man, like y'all go for a long time.
So if any of you follow college baseball, we'd love to have you come on as a guest and rep Auburn on our show for an interview and talk some Auburn baseball. We'd love to have you.
I'm gonna tell you.
Just shoot me a message.
I'm gonna tell you the perfect person for that. Uptempo Podcast, Blake and Dustin from the Uptempo Podcast.
Okay.
They follow Auburn baseball to a T. Like Blake on it. So I can try to get you in touch with Blake and we'll try to see if we can make that happen.
All right. That sounds great. Thanks for having me on, guys. Y'all have a great night.
All right, you too, man. All right, man. Before we get
Oh, my fault. I was just about to tell y'all appreciate it. I just wanted to come up here and talk a little bit with y'all brothers. I'm gonna let y'all have the rest of the pod. And appreciate y'all, man, for letting me come up here, talk my stuff. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button for these brothers. We trying to get them to 500 tonight. I said it tonight. So
we trying to, man. We trying to.
So appreciate y'all, brothers.
Yeah,
shout out to Auburn Tez. Shout out to Darren Fisher. And shout out to the Fishman, aka the mayor, Johnny Ford.
Derek Fisher, that's hilarious.
Love y'all, bro.
Shout out to B Sharp, man. We mess with B Sharp, man. B Sharp is the guy. We appreciate it, man. Thank y'all so much, man. I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna think about it there. All right, all right, man. But we appreciate y'all so much, man. Tez, man, tell the people they can find you at, my guy.
You can find me. I think we went through it.
Yeah, we did.
Frodo Imagery on Instagram, Facebook, all platforms except for Twitter. I don't have a Twitter yet, and my website is, of course, www.frodoimagery.com. Follow me there, and you can catch me on Sharpshooters Podcast Tuesdays around 7:30 in a room with a bunch of Alabama fans.
What it is what it is, man.
Yes. Marcus, we gotta say to people before we get up out of here, man.
Hey, y'all have a safe week, man. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Come back next week. We got some more fire for you.
Yeah, man. I'll be back tomorrow. Day whatever of the transfer portal. I don't forgot what it is. I think it's day 11 tomorrow of the transfer portal. I'll be giving y'all the updates of what's going on there, man. But we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Water Cruise. And I'm gonna continue to say this, man. Everybody that is a new subscriber that has entered and came and sat around the water cooler with us here at the Water Cooler Talk podcast. Tight, I'm gonna steal this from you. We are the People's Auburn podcast. I'm just gonna enter the word Auburn instead of the other word. We are the People's podcast for Auburn athletics and all college football and sports, man. But we appreciate y'all so much, man. As always, before we get up out of here, man, follow us on Twitter, X at CoolestPod23. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk on those pages. Follow our Facebook page, the Water Cooler Talk podcast there, and subscribe, like, and share, and hit the notification bell so you know when we post more videos and go live here on YouTube, man. Trying to get to 500, trying to get to 500 subscribers, man. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their friends to tell their other friends to tell their cousin to tell their uncle and their sister and his brother and their brother. Come on over here and come around the water cooler with us, man. Just chop it up with us so you'll see what we talking about and just have a good time, man. But we appreciate y'all so much. Thank you again. We got one more comment in here. I want to bring it up before we go. We will be here listening. Hey, appreciate that, King Richard, man. Shout out to King Richard, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat with us, man. All right, man. And before we get up out of here, man, y'all know how we do it, man. Y'all have a good one. Better yet, man, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. And as always, one love. And we out this thing.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.